into a task that is so easy to overlook, but is absolutely critical to any business that ships, well, anything. We're talking about the humble shipping label. Seems simple, right? But as you're about to see, the way it's usually done is hiding some massive problems. Just think about it for a second. Every single order that goes out your door needs one of these. It's that last little step, the final handshake before the package is on its way. But what's really going on behind that little piece of paper? For a lot of companies, it's a process that's kind of broken. So let's step onto the warehouse floor for a minute. We're going to follow the journey of just one shipping label, and I think you'll see pretty quickly where things start to go wrong. What you're looking at here is what I like to call the three-system shuffle. It's wild. For just one label, a clerk has to bounce between three completely different systems. First, they've got to open up the ERP to pull the order details. Then, they pop open another window for a carrier portal, like FedEx or UPS, and they have to manually type all that same information in again. Finally, they save that label, and then they have to upload it to a third system, probably a WMS, just so everyone else can track it. It's a total digital juggling act. On a slow day, this is just tedious. It's boring. But what about a busy day? Suddenly, you've got screens and tabs open everywhere. Things are getting overwhelming, and that physical pile of orders waiting for labels just keeps getting bigger and bigger. This is where a simple task turns into a serious grind. But here's the thing. This isn't just about a clerk having a tough day. We're about to get into how these tiny manual steps can create massive, super expensive problems for the whole business. And this quote right here, it just perfectly captures the risk. A single typo, one wrong number in a zip code, one little mistake on the package weight, and the consequences are immediate. And they hurt. And those consequences, they create this awful domino effect. A misrouted package means you have to do costly rework, which wastes your team's time. You get hit with extra shipping fees that come straight out of your profit. And worst of all, you get an unhappy customer who might not just complain, they might never buy from you again. All of that from one tiny, completely preventable mistake. Now, take all that pressure and multiply it by 1,000 during your busiest season. That manual process, it doesn't just get slow. It becomes a major bottleneck that can actually choke your entire fulfillment operation. It sets off this disastrous chain reaction. Shipments start piling up, just sitting there, waiting for labels. Your clerks are rushing to clear the backlog, which, of course, means they're going to make even more mistakes. And before you know it, those little delays are rippling out across the entire supply chain, making you break delivery promises and really damaging your reputation. So it really makes you ask a critical question, right? For any business that's trying to grow, where's the breaking point? How can you even think about scaling up when one of your most basic processes is this fragile? Well, that brings us to the solution. And the answer isn't just hiring more people to do the same broken process faster. The real answer is to fix the process itself. And you do that with automation. This entire problem really just boils down to this one very common use case. If your team is stuck doing that multi-system copy-paste shuffle we talked about, you are a perfect candidate for automation. Because instead of having a person act as that slow, error-prone bridge between systems, automation creates a direct, instant connection. It just gets rid of the manual work completely. This image really says it all, doesn't it? Drowning. Manual label creation isn't just inefficient, it's just not sustainable if you want to grow. By automating the data flow from your ERP straight to the carrier, you don't just speed things up. You get rid of a huge bottleneck, you eliminate those expensive errors, and you free up your team to focus on what actually matters. So the real question isn't whether your team is sinking, it's how fast can you throw them a lifeline.